Today, we're delving into the world of In the Heat of the Night, the iconic TV series that captivated audiences from 1988 to 1995. As we celebrate the show's legacy, we'll also take a moment to remember the talented actors who brought these characters to life but are no longer with us. It's always a bittersweet journey to reminisce about our favorite shows, especially when it involves paying tribute to the actors who left an indelible mark on the series. In the Heat of the Night not only gripped viewers with its gripping crime narratives, but also showcased a stellar ensemble cast. Before we dive into the details, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to our viewers and subscribers. Your support encourages us to explore the rich history of television and the remarkable individuals who contributed to its magic. If you're a fan of classic TV crime dramas or just love a good trip down memory lane, this video is for you. Hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments below, and of course, if you haven't already, consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell. It truly makes a difference. Now, without further ado, let's explore the lives and careers of the In the Heat of the Night actors who have since passed away. Join us as we remember their contributions and the lasting impact they've had on the world of entertainment. Carroll O'Connor, Chief William O. Bill Gillespie, portrayed by actor Carroll O'Connor, left an indelible mark on the television landscape. O'Connor passed away at 76 on June 21, 2001, in Culver City, California, succumbing to a heart attack exacerbated by complications from diabetes. In 1962, while filming Cleopatra in Rome, O'Connor and his wife Nancy Fields. O'Connor adopted a 6-day-old boy, whom they named Hugh in remembrance of O'Connor's late brother. At 17, Hugh found himself working as a courier on the set of Archie Bunker's Place. Eventually, O'Connor tailored the role of Officer Lonnie Jameson in the Heat of the Night, specifically for his son. Carroll O'Connor, born on August 2, 1924, in Manhattan, New York City, to Edward Joseph O'Connor, a lawyer, and Elise Patricia O'Connor, a teacher, was the eldest of 3 sons. Tragically, both of his brothers pursued careers in medicine, with Hugh meeting an untimely end in a motorcycle accident in 1961, and Robert becoming a New York City psychiatrist. O'Connor's early years were spent in Elmhurst and Forest Hills, Queens, foreshadowing the setting of his iconic character, Archie Bunker. In the 1950s, O'Connor's acting journey included theatrical productions in Dublin and New York. His breakthrough came with a featured role in the Broadway adaptation of James Joyce's Ulysses, directed by Burgess Meredith with assistance from John Astin. O'Connor and Meredith maintained a close, lifelong friendship. O'Connor's talent caught the eye of Hollywood, and he was considered for roles such as the Skipper on Gilligan's Island and Dr. Smith in Lost in Space. Notably, he served as the visual inspiration for Batman nemesis Rupert Thorne, debuting in Detective Comics number 469 in May 1976. Living in Italy in 1968, O'Connor was recruited by producer Norman Lear to star in the ABC series Justice for All. The character Archie Justice, initially conceived as a bigot, demonstrated O'Connor's ability to evoke empathy from the audience. The sitcom underwent 2 pilots, 1968-1970, before finding its home on CBS. Despite O'Connor's liberal personal politics, he masterfully portrayed the right-wing Archie Bunker with a blend of bombast, humor, and vulnerability. While the show's writing leaned left, O'Connor's portrayal skillfully critiqued liberal ideologies. Bunker's famous malapropisms masked O'Connor's own erudition. A highly educated man, he initially taught English before embarking on his acting career. At Carroll O'Connor's memorial service, Larry Hagman, his dearest friend, and the Hagman family joined the mourners. The surviving cast of In the Heat of the Night, including Alan Autry and Denise Nicholas, paid their respects. Martin Sheen, then a star on The West Wing, delivered a heartfelt eulogy. O'Connor found his final resting place at Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery, where his son Hugh's cenotaph graces the gravestone. To commemorate O'Connor's illustrious career, TV Land dedicated an entire weekend of programming the following week to a continuous marathon of All in the Family. In between commercial breaks, viewers were treated to interview snippets featuring O'Connor, fellow All in the Family actors, collaborating producers, and other close associates. On November 10, 2014, his wife, Nancy Fields. O'Connor passed away at the age of 84. Howard Rollins. Howard Rollins took on the role of Chief of Detectives Virgil Tibbs in the TV series. In the autumn of 1996, Rollins received a diagnosis of AIDS. Just 6 weeks later, on December 8th, Rollins passed away at the age of 46 at St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital Center in New York City, succumbing to complications related to lymphoma. A funeral service was conducted on December 13th in Baltimore, and Rollins found his final resting place at Woodlawn Cemetery in his hometown. On October 25, 2006, a wax statue in Rollins's likeness was unveiled at the Senator Theater in Baltimore and currently resides at Baltimore's Great Blacks in Wax Museum. Howard Ellsworth Rollins, Jr., born on October 17, 1950, in Baltimore, Maryland, to Ruth and Howard Ellsworth Rollins, Sr., was the youngest among 4 siblings. His mother worked as a domestic laborer while his father, a steel worker, passed away in 1980. Rollins completed his education at Northern High School, graduating in 1968. Following high school, Rollins pursued theater studies at Towson University. In 1970, Rollins left college to portray Slick in the PBS soap opera Our Street. By 1974, he had relocated to New York City, where he graced the Broadway stage in productions like We Interrupt This Program, 1975, The Mighty Gents, 1978, and G.R. Point, 1979. He also made appearances in TV miniseries such as King and Roots, The Next Generations. Rollins made his cinematic debut in 1981 in the Dino De Laurentiis Milos Forman film Ragtime, garnering an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor and Golden Globe nominations for Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture and New Star of the Year in a Motion Picture. The following year, Rollins earned a Daytime Emmy nomination for his role on Another World. In 1984, he starred in Norman Jewison's film A Soldier's Story, leading to his iconic role as Virgil Tibbs on In the Heat of the Night, the television series inspired by Jewison's acclaimed 1967 film of the same name. In 1995, Rollins made a guest appearance on New York Undercover and took on a role in the film Drunks. His final acting performance was in the 1996 television movie Harambe. Over his acting career, Rollins secured nominations for an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and an Emmy. Howard Rollins remained unmarried and did not have any children. He is distantly connected to former MLB player Jimmy Rollins. In 1988, Rollins entered a guilty plea for cocaine possession in Louisiana. Between 1992 and 1993, he faced 3 DUI arrests. In 1994, he spent a month in jail for charges related to reckless driving and DUI. Due to his legal troubles, Rollins was removed from In the Heat of the Night. After completing drug rehabilitation, he made a comeback to the show as a guest star. During the autumn of 1996, Rollins received an AIDS diagnosis. Just 6 weeks later, on December 8th, Rollins passed away at the age of 46 at St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital Center in New York City due to complications related to lymphoma. A funeral service took place on December 13th in Baltimore, and Rollins found his final resting place at Woodlawn Cemetery in his native Baltimore. On October 25, 2006, a wax statue resembling Rollins was revealed at the Senator Theater in Baltimore, and it currently resides at Baltimore's Great Blacks in Wax Museum. Lois Nettleton. Lois Nettleton portrayed Joanne St. John from 1988 to 1989, serving as the proprietor of the Magnolia Cafe, a beloved dining establishment in Sparta, as evident in Season 2's commencement. She also became Gillespie's romantic interest. On January 18, 2008, she passed away in Woodland Hills, California, at the age of 80 due to a brain tumor. Born on August 16, 1927, in Oak Park, Illinois, Lois Nettleton was the daughter of Virginia and Edward L. Nettleton. Raised by her maternal aunt's family, she attended Senn High School, where she shared a class with Lee Stern and later enrolled in the Goodman School of Drama at the Art Institute of Chicago. Crowned Miss Chicago of 1948, she reached the semifinals in the Miss America 1948 pageant. Commencing her professional acting journey in 1949, Nettleton garnered positive reviews alongside Geraldine Page at the New Lake Zurich Playhouse in 1946 and with the Woodstock Players in 1947. Her career included understudying Barbara Bel Geddes in the original Broadway production of Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and a 1949 television appearance in Flowers from a Stranger on Westinghouse Studio One. Over her career, Lois Nettleton clinched 2 Emmy Awards. The first, for her portrayal of Susan B. Anthony in the television film The American Woman, Profiles in Courage, 1977, and the second for the episode A Gun for Mandy, 1983, in the religious anthology Insight. Nettleton received an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Guest Actress in a comedy series for the Golden Girls episode Isn't It Romantic? Additionally, Emmy nominations recognized her work in the TV movie Fear on Trial, 1975, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a miniseries or special, and a recurring role in the 1989 series In the Heat of the Night, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a drama series. She also starred in the 2006 Christmas TV movie special titled The Christmas Card. Lois Nettleton graced several Hollywood feature films, with her notable debut in Period of Adjustment, 1962, an adaptation of a Tennessee Williams play. A lifelong member of the Actors Studio, she made her Broadway debut in 1949 with Dalton Trumbo's play The Biggest Thief in Town. Nettleton participated in a brief off-Broadway production of Look, Charlie, written by her future husband, humorist Gene Shepard. The show ran for 3 performances in late December 1958 and closed after several more the following February. Nettleton garnered acclaim for her portrayal of Blanche Dubois in a 1973 revival of A Streetcar Named Desire. Recognition continued with a Tony Award nomination for her role as Amy in a 1976 revival of They Knew What They Wanted. Broadway credits also include Darkness at Noon and Silent Night, Lonely Night. Her stage career extended into her 70s, concluding with the 2004 off-Broadway production How to Construct a Superior Tulip. On the airwaves, Nettleton featured in episodes of the CBS Radio Mystery Theater. Later years saw her lend her voice to characters like Athena in Herc's Adventures and Maleficent in House of Mouse and Mickey's House of Villains. Initially a listener, she became the first caller on Gene Shepard's late-night radio show On War, eventually becoming his 3rd wife. The union, formed on December 3, 1960 in Tarrytown, New York, concluded with a divorce in 1967. Choosing not to remarry or have children, Nettleton made her final public appearance in August 2007 at a Twilight Zone convention in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. Hugh O'Connor. As a recurring character in Season 1, Lonnie Jameson became a main cast member in Season 2. Portraying Officer Lonnie Jameson, he served as an investigator on the Sparta police force, later rising to the positions of lieutenant and acting chief of detectives. Known for his dedication to duty, Lonnie exhibited a typically serious and direct demeanor, coupled with a dry sense of humor fitting the situation. Overall, he was an amiable and affable individual. On March 28, 1995, marking the 3rd anniversary of his marriage, Hugh contacted his father to convey his intent to take his own life. Citing his inability to overcome drug addiction and face another rehabilitation program, Hugh's desperate call prompted Carroll to alert the police. Responding to his Pacific Palisades, California, residence, they arrived just as Hugh took his own life. Subsequent investigation revealed traces of cocaine in his bloodstream. Born in Rome, Italy, Hugh was adopted by Carroll and Nancy at 6 days old, while Carroll was filming Cleopatra. Named after Carroll's late brother, who died in a 1961 motorcycle accident, Hugh faced challenges early in life, surviving Hodgkin's lymphoma at 16 but later succumbing to drug addiction. Despite multiple stints in rehabilitation, he struggled with recovery. Hugh married Angela Clayton, a wardrobe assistant on In the Heat of the Night on March 28, 1992. They had a son, Sean Carroll O'Connor. In the 6 months leading to Hugh's demise, Angela informed Carroll that Harry Thomas Perzighian had been supplying drugs to Hugh. Carroll, concerned for his son's well-being, had hired a private investigator who gathered evidence against Perzighian. A week before Hugh's death, Carroll warned Perzighian to cease providing cocaine and reported the evidence to the Los Angeles Police Department, urging his arrest. Post Hugh's death, Carroll publicly implicated Perzighian in causing his son's demise. Perzighian was subsequently arrested for drug possession and furnishing cocaine after a search of his residence uncovered illicit substances and paraphernalia. In January 1996, Perzighian received a sentence of 1 year in jail, a $1,000 fine, 200 hours of community service, and 3 years of probation following a bench trial. Subsequently, Perzighian initiated a $10 million slander lawsuit against Carroll alleging defamation. This legal action arose following Carroll's characterization of Perzighian as a sleazeball and an assertion that he was a partner in murder, not an accessory, a partner in murder, during an interview with Diane Sawyer on ABC's Primetime Live. Following a widely publicized civil trial, Carroll was absolved of responsibility. He dedicated a significant portion of his remaining years to advocating for drug awareness. In the aftermath of Hugh's tragic demise, Carroll actively campaigned to enact legislation in California that would enable family members of addicted individuals or anyone harmed by a drug dealer's actions, including employers, to pursue legal action for compensation related to medical treatment and rehabilitation expenses. This legislation, known as the Drug Dealer Liability Act, was implemented in 1997. An amended iteration of the Model Drug Dealer Liability Act, originally drafted in 1992 by the then Hawaii U.S. Attorney Daniel Bent, served as the foundation for this law. Carroll supported its passage in California, and it has since been adopted in 16 states and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Successful legal actions have been initiated under the Model Drug Dealer Liability Act in states such as Michigan, Utah, and Illinois. Dan Biggers. Dan Biggers took on the role of Dr. Frank Doc Robb, serving as the physician and medical examiner from Season 2 to Season 8. Biggers passed away in Rome, Georgia, on the morning of December 5, 2011. Born in Newton County, Georgia, in 1931, he previously held the position of an English instructor at Toccoa High School during the late 1950s. Later, in 1963, he assumed the role of headmaster at Thornwood, Darlington Lower School, in Rome, Georgia. Starting from 1967, he served as the Dean of Students at Berry College. Before his tenure at Berry College, Biggers contributed to the staff of the Dean of Men at the University of Georgia, notably accompanying Charlene Hunter, now a PBS correspondent, to class during the university's integration in 1960. From 1976 until his retirement in 1996, he directed Oak Hill and the Martha Berry Museum. Biggers also played a crucial role on the board of directors for the Greater Rome Convention and Visitors Bureau for 13 years, contributing to the development of the Northwest Georgia Travel Association. In recognition of his efforts, he received the Phoenix Award for Conservation and Preservation from the Society of American Travel Writers in 1983. Biggers' journey into acting commenced at the Rome Little Theater, where he earned multiple acting accolades. His television career began with Made in America in 1962 and concluded with Elizabethtown in 2005. Notably, his breakthrough performance occurred in The Slugger's Wife in 1985. Over 8 years, he portrayed Doc Robb on In the Heat of the Night. Acknowledging his significant contributions, the Rome International Film Festival and the Georgia Screen Actors Guild honored Biggers with a Lifetime Achievement Award. In 1997, he took on the role of Harry Cram in Clint Eastwood's adaptation of John Berendt's best-selling book, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of today's journey together. Before we part ways, I want to express my deepest gratitude for joining me on this adventure. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a thought. Life is a series of moments, and I'm grateful we could share this one together. Remember to cherish the little things, find joy in the ordinary, and keep spreading kindness wherever you go.